Okay, so we are back after. When was the last time the podcast was uploaded?
Actually, just checking it out. I think about 4 months ago.
Yeah, 4 months ago. This is going to be done. Fairly took a lot of time off to do other things, work on other stuff, but we're back. We're back, and we are.
Oh, we left the podcast a year ago.
Yeah, we did a podcast a year ago, a whole year ago. So,
wow.
Yeah, so we're back. We're gonna have guests on here weekly, but we want to knock most of these out, get them out of the way, and pretty much get them up and running and more consistently. A lot of people have been asking, so we're going to be doing that. So we're going to have quite a few podcasts going up a week. So if you've been waiting for these, looking around, grab them, like, share. Let's try, make this a really good community, I would say. That would be my advice, is to do our best to make this a good, stable, strong community. Because I've been on, I've seen some podcasts, and you go in the comment section, and it's like the end times and Revelations, and then some other stuff. Like, it's weird. Like, there's nothing constructive in people's comment sections. But yeah, so we're going to talk about whatever needs talking about, share different things. But apart from that, let me ask my co-host over here what's happening.
It's been Wow. Of course, we now get to move and be outside there, and on the other side of the world, you could hear that in the UK, no more mask, no more what. They've just realized it's a normal flu. It's always some kind of jokes, but life has to go on. And of course, people who are into the crypto world, stocks and everything, you could hear them left and right and center. They're also trying to do their best, to live their life in what they're doing. But I believe 2022 is going to be a different year, and it's going to be an awesome one. I at least love the start of the freedom, people to be able to enjoy the life outside there. Yeah. So
good. That would be like that's I think that's one of the best things finally, is that people get to move around, have some freedom, have some normalcy. COVID, this is the thing, like, COVID is real, but it's been so politicized that people are tired and they don't want to listen and they don't want to go through all of that. But yeah, Uganda's open. You can move around and do what you want to some extent. Yes. Hopefully we don't go back into lockdown. But apart from that, one of the funniest things I got asked was recently on when I did like a Q&A thing, was how we as a church, and like as a ministry in a whole, like, one, we're able to like help people during like lockdown and quarantine. And then the other thing that people are asking, like, how and why things have gotten so bad, like over the past like the past 2 years, like how things went from like, this is not cool, to like, this is really, 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 really bad. And I remember having some conversations with down there with my dad, and the first time we actually had this conversation was I think oh man, I can't believe I forgot his name, but the guy Morris rules Don Mandel.
Don Mandel, yeah.
Yeah, we were on the dining table. It was after service, and we were having this discussion, and I was like, I think in order for things to get better, things are going to have to go full circle, or God is going to have to intervene. Those are the only thing. And by full circle, I mean you have like bad times, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times create weak men, and then we go around. So right now we are at the weak men type thing, and weak men create bad times. So we're going to enter into a lot of bad times between things get better, unless God intervenes. And that was like my overall consensus, that during this time, man, people trust bad people, people follow bad people, people follow weak people, and it's been really problematic to like a really like dangerous extent that's ruining society. So that was one of the things, but it's been a full year since we've been here talking, so I think like coming back, sharing stuff would be good.
Yeah.
But yo man, the way things are these days is super strange.
Yeah.
So
life is swift.
To say the least.
Yeah.
To say the very least.
Yeah, so I mean, if you decide to stay behind, you're going to stay behind forever.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you have to keep moving. Not with whatever is coming, but I mean, because like someone who asked that question, why did things really get bad the past 2 years, or why did things go south, or whatever it is? When you look into it, it has two different sides of it. The past 2 years, the first year, we're all scared. We're like, this has come. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
How am I going to go through this? Some of us had families that we didn't see for the whole time, friends. Like, you just live in one place. You see the same people every day. You do the same thing every day, and you really get tired of the whole routine that's coming. I remember we tried doing workouts in church, running back and forth, doing this and that. We did a lot of things to make sure that, I remember Naxa collapsed, because of the heavy workouts and everything. But then the other side of it was, okay, how am I building up myself to get ready for the next phase or for the next stage that is coming? If they open up, am I going to be really ready for that kind of life that's coming?
It's a good point.
Yeah. So that was the other side of it, and that side really helped me, because I got to learn a lot of things. Like when we were here every day, we could watch a lot of things. We could maybe edit anything, whatever it was. We could just take our videos, edit anything, look for archives, try to do something,
Yeah.
And all those things help me, because right now I can edit 45-minute programs, about 10 of them in one night, and I'm done, and they are ready to be, sent out there. Like, also that part of it, we also had to look into it individually. Like, you sit down and like, okay, yeah, now am I ready for the next stage of life that's coming? I think most of the people missed out that time. People just stayed in their other life of, let me just wait for COVID to end. Let me just wait for, the economy to be open. But I mean, the economy has been opened up little when we're getting into the area of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? So that means you've wasted 2 years, because the reason why this is so individual, it's so personal, it's because at the end of the day, it had to be you to think about all these things. I'd be like, okay, this is what the government has decided. This is what is coming out of the news. What am I deciding as a human being? Am I getting better at something? Am I learning something new? So some of us I mean, not me, but some of the people out there, maybe who is watching this, you know, maybe they missed out that moment. And I don't think that time is going to ever come back. Because now the world is moving so fast, everything is swift. Something new is coming up each and every day. Like when you look into the crypto world, there are new coins coming up each and every day. New currencies, new everything. Into the movie industry, something new technology. Like the world is moving so fast, so if you didn't catch up during that time, it's going to be really, really hard.
Which is another thing too. Like if this year ends, 2022 ends, and you're like broke, and there's not a lot of people you can blame.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is the easiest time in the world to transfer wealth and become wealthy, become a millionaire. This is really the easiest time to do so. Like if you wake up one day and you're like, man, you know what, I'm broke, I don't have the money for any of this. Buddy, that's not good. It is not good.
Yeah.
And it won't end well. So I think people really need to like think through the overall decisions they're making now, because that will impact basically everything that they do. And I think we'll have guests here who will talk about like different things.
Yeah.
The value of investing and so on and so forth. You and me were dealing with a particular situation yesterday that was like, I've reached a point like, so basically like in a nutshell, somebody like was just trying to like con money. They weren't going to like fulfill their promises. Yeah. And this is a grown man. Like he has kids. He has like, and he talks about this investment, about like, oh man, I will get this return on anything, and he doesn't do it. And then when he's caught, he's still lying. This is a grown man.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I'm like, dude, you need to get your life together. Like, I'm not your age. I don't have kids. I don't have the obligations you're supposed to have and handle. But the way you're messing up, the guy was sick, man. I was upset, but it was really disappointing to find a guy like that just coming here to try and extort people, which was that yesterday it wasn't an eye opener for me, but I was like, man, that's really pathetic.
That's really pathetic. Yeah. And I think it goes back to my point. Now, those are the kinds of people that really didn't prepare for whatever was coming out of you.
Oh, yeah. And he had years. Years to prepare.
Yes.
For this market.
I mean, 2014, when it comes to 2014 to now, that's a lot of time, to prepare.
That's a lot of time.
I think right now, when it comes to financial bit of life, I was talking to Enoch last night. I told him that we are at a stage of life today whereby your financial decisions determine your living tomorrow. Your financial decision today that you make today is going to determine how you're living tomorrow.
100%.
So I think today, even the young people, even if you're at school, even if you have only 1K for the day, you need to really, really plan for it. Because whatever decision you're going to make with that 1K, that particular day will determine how you're going to live tomorrow. Tomorrow you either have plenty or you will lack. So, because I mean, everything now after COVID, everyone is trying to look for money. How am I going to live? How am I going to survive? Just in case they take us back, do I have enough? So, I think, we need to be careful with whoever is coming into our lives to like, to just extort, to take away from us, It's really so bad that people are now doing this in the very time that people are actually looking for money. 30K, it's a lot of money.
Man.
For free, it's a lot. So,
So, it's, I think it's at this point now where people are People are not concerned with their future. And the crazy thing is that people behave like they are, but their decisions don't translate into the very thing that they want. Like, if you want to be successful, there's certain things you need to stop doing. 100%. Like, you just have to stop. And one of the things that I made a point not to do this very last year was, I'm gonna reduce the amount of time I'm on social, the amount of time that I post. If I post, it's going to be meaningful. If I post, I'm going to want to post. I'm not going to post for fun. I'm just going to keep it because social media is a trap. Like, it's a useful tool, but it's the biggest trap, I think. I think people are caught up in the best way, quote unquote, a lifestyle that in itself is not translatable. Like, you want to have a Lamborghini, but where are you going to drive it in Uganda? Let's first start. 2, does it make sense? Like, it's a depreciating asset. Why are you spending this X amount of money on something you don't need? Versus, you're turning a need into a want. Like, oh, I want this. I'll look cool. I'll get more people and I don't know. I feel like that's probably one of the hardest things when you talk to young people. Like, man, I want this, man. I want this. I tell people that I don't buy clothes, man. For me to buy clothes now, it's hard. And when I do, they're cheap. Cheap. $2. Stop.
I think, what some people have failed to understand is that the people that own these platforms actually pay people to influence us to stay on those platforms.
Yes.
For example, Kim Kardashian earns a lot of money on Instagram, a lot, because of her following. That means she has to actually post all the time to show you the life that you think actually exists. Of course it exists for her because she gets that money. She gets $1 million on Instagram a year. You don't, and you want to compete with, this kind of person. So I was trying out a relationship with some girl, and then she was telling me, have you seen these Instagram couples? And I'm like, that kind of life, could go out all the time, could take those pictures, you can get video guy, you have some friends who do video, you can take all those videos, like we create a YouTube channel, I was like, Jesus Christ, where do you get all these things? I told her, that's not reality. Like, that's not, like, it's camera work.
The people, this is one thing, like, in order for that to work, and the practical thing is that's it's not real in the sense that it's not attainable. Like, very few people will earn a living off being a couple that shows people, like, that can make, like, ends meet off of what they do, what they earn, what it is that they do. Like, that is the baseline of what basically they're trying to achieve, but it's unattainable for the average person, even for famous people. Like, to be a famous people that just goes and, like, I travel places. No, you have to be providing some form of value. Like, there are only so many restaurants you can go and eat at and take photos. Like, I don't, like, if you are a influencer or one of those people and you post just photos of yourself, I don't follow you. I unfollow you. I don't care. I unfollow you. The people I follow provide value. Unless you're like a really close friend, but even then, I need value back. Does that make sense?
It does.
I don't want to follow you to see you taking photos of whatever. Like, that's not what I follow you for. I follow people for a specific thing. So when people want to, like, do that, for me that's just there is this young guy,
He's one of those famous guys in town, but I don't think he is anymore because he's been out. So he was owning a shop like one of these guys up there in fashion here in the country. And I got to know that this guy used to hire a police vehicle every day, every day to like no one is looking for this guy to kill him. But he used to hire a policeman, and the vehicle, it could move with him at the back, like he had the lead car and everything, every single day,
That's funny.
And then recently someone came and told me, this guy's having issues. I was like, what's going on? Like, they took the shop away from him. It doesn't have an apartment anymore. It doesn't have this. I was like, how did that happen? This guy had a lot of money. This guy could hire police every day. With a car, every day, about 4 guys. What happened? Because this guy used to put everything on Instagram, and I would be like, Jesus Christ. And that's the problem. Because now you reach that point where you don't have it anymore.
You regret the money you were spending foolishly.
So badly. Because, I asked this guy, I was like, okay, on whose bill? You want to do all this, on whose bill? And she was like, of course you. I'm like, okay, but I'm not spending that. I'd rather drop the relationship than crumble my financial life. Like,
I respect you for that.
Yeah,
I respect you for that.
and I say people straight.
And people, this is what's weird. People have very skewed views on money.
Yeah.
And the skewed views are based, like, a lot of people in relationships have this communistic, like, view of like, oh, well, like, you should take care of me and all this. No, I don't want to babysit you.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to be a provider for a competent woman.
Yeah.
But I am not going to foot the bill for your nonsense. So, you want to go out and eat all the time. You can go out and eat with your money. You're not going to do it with my money. Now, the issue is, I think a lot of people, let me put it this way. If you are not going to spend money on something, right? If they're not going to spend their money on something and they want to spend yours, walk away from them.
Yeah.
Walk away from them. And I think that is like really, 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 really important. Gone are the days of, not even gone are the days. I think those days are here. Like, I can't be with a useless. Like, and I say this honestly. There's no other way to put it. Like, if you're a woman with no value, and by that I mean like there's nothing of addition you bring. Not this stuff of I'm gonna make your home your house a home, and I'm gonna cook for you, and I'm going to like you. No.
Yeah.
What I mean is that how do you contribute to making my life better and thus contributing to the existence of what will be our life, right? Not just you being there and looking nice. Because what I equate this to is, do you bring value, right?
Yeah.
And do you bring value that I cannot buy? Like, the value you bring is invaluable. Right?
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I can make your house a home. A maid can do that. Like, I could pay somebody to do that. I could pay somebody to cook. I could pay somebody to do laundry.
Yeah, because they bring value.
They bring value. You could pay someone, like, the thing I remember one of my mentors telling me is that love is not enough. It's not enough. There have to be other things you see in this person. Are they able to like raise kids? Are they able to do all these other things? And I think people overlook that, and people aren't looking at themselves.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I know there's some people who I want to be taken care of. I'm like, cool, good for you. But for me, what I am saying is, I don't want that, because if you're there to be taken care of, what happens when everything is not great? And the lifestyle you were living, you can't live anymore? You're gonna bounce.
Yeah.
Because you were living that. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And it's so bad that, I think girls have really failed to understand that only that is enough to describe who they are
Yeah.
in someone's face. Like, if that's how you think about money, then I know you can't actually have money.
Yeah.
You know, you will never have money if that's how you think about money. You know, and you will never be in a relationship if that's how you see relationships. You will actually just find a bunch of dudes who can just buy you stuff all the time. You know, and that's what you keep doing. You know, not that one day you actually find some dude who will be like, no, I'm not buying this for you.
And I feel like it's in the age where there are particular women who shame men for not doing that.
Yeah.
And my mom has talked to women who men go and do that to other women. Like they'll go and then they will just treat her like a sugar mama and take all her money with it. Like that is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible, it's minuscule, and it's pathetic. You should be able to provide for yourself the things you want to do. Stop it. And the reason why I say this, it's like an investment.
Yeah. That's the right word.
And why I say investment, I say it like this. If I would never want to spend money on like superficial, on superficial nonsense. Like I don't. I have a bunch of black, white, gray. I have blue jeans, black jeans. I have not a lot of pair of shoes. The other shoes I have, I either get them for free or someone else buys them. For me to buy your sneaker, are you out of your mind? I cannot quantify spending that on. For me, I can't.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was in a conversation yesterday with someone. I was like, I just want to dress nice all the time. And I told this guy, Kanye is now about $10 billion net worth. He's wearing the same jean every day. A black t-shirt, if not another black t-shirt, because I don't have any clothes. Yeah, his own clothes. He has no security, not anymore. He just works with one other guy who's like his PA, you know. And then he's eating out at Chick-fil-A, which is like kind of cheap, you know, for his, you know, his money. And then this guy is just there. I was like, what's wrong with this guy? Okay, I know when he's going to spend, he's really going to spend. But when I was listening to him on some podcast just recently, I think it was with Interview Magazine, here's what he said. He said, I'm not going to spend any money, not even a cent of it, on someone or on anything that's not going to bring out the same equivalent value of that money. Not one bit. Like, I want to spend $10 million buying a share of another company somewhere. Okay, yes, I want Puma. That's how I want to spend my money. I want shares in Nike. That's how I want to spend my money. Like, that's where the guy is looking, you know. And it's so sad that someone without even 500 grand is thinking about wearing a shoe costing how much? About 1K, you know. And it's so absurd with the financial decisions of today, just about what we are seeing on social media. Because
for me, I know this is what I know where I spend my money. Like if I'm going, I spend the money that I spend that would be considered like me really spending money would be going on date nights with mom. That's it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, nah, bro. I really don't spend money.
Yeah.
I really don't.
No, I know when you're going to spend money.
Yeah. I know the stuff I spend money on is useful.
Yeah, it's not useful.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
No, I keep my money because I've learned this. Like there are people who are spending money on absolute nonsense. I have known people.
Yeah.
who have zero value in other people's resources.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want to go out and do this. Oh no, I want to go out and do this. Like, as a guy, to be bluntly honest, right? If you have, let's say, let's say you make $300 a week, Pingan, right? That would be what, 1 million?
Yeah.
You say you make 1 million a week. Behave like you make 200,000 a week.
Yeah.
Live like you make 200,000 a week.
Yeah.
If you make 200,000 a week, live like you make 20. Put money and don't even touch it, doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But people don't do that. Oh no. Oh, this is my money. Yeah, I'm gonna take you out. No. No.
Yeah. As you
Live below your means.
Yeah.
But the people are trying to impress people who don't care about them, or who don't care that, you know what, this person is actually trying to impress me.
Yeah, I think in new culture or a new trend has to be put in place that I'll talk about, like, a culture that empowers people to understand that money isn't just money. You know, it's value. You know, it's value. It's something that, you know, it's something that facilitates well-being. It's something that facilitates the decisions that you want to make and the things that you want to get in life soon, right? Because if, like you've said, if you're making $300 a week, behave like you're making 10 or 15 or even 100 only. 100 is too much. Yeah, 10 is good, you know. It's a culture that will hope people understand that like, for example, Enoch was telling me yesterday that Elon Musk has made 110 billion in 9 months. In 9 months.
Yeah. Just
in 9. And Warren Buffett has been doing this his entire life. And this man is now $222 billion net worth.
Yep.
And he's still going to make the same financial decision every day. This man also likes to drive a Lamborghini or something. Space?
Fred is here moving them for setting up the
Service. Oh, yeah, we are still on. About 10 minutes. Yeah, so I think we just need to maybe when Naxa comes on the podcast, you know, and all that, I think for us here we just need to create a culture to just show the value of what young people hold. There are young people that have money and that actually earn all this money on the daily basis, but it's just that there is no culture, there is no one that has come into their life to actually explain to them how valuable what they hold is. You know, I have a friend, he sells phones, he deals in iPhones. He told me he sells about 15 to 20 phones a day. To who? Okay, now let me explain. I didn't want to get into that, but there are these big men in town that have girls all over, so this guy could buy about 5 phones, and then this guy has to deliver them to 5 different girls from one guy. I didn't want to go into that. But now that you ask to who, that's the thing. You know? So, yeah.
My God.
And
I don't have words.
Yeah, but I think we need to come up with that culture that really helps, because besides doing all the church, creative, involving youths into volunteering and doing all this and that, I think that's the next part that we need to get into, of creating that culture so that young people actually start investing their money in places that actually will bring value back to them.
Yeah. I also think it's one of those things where people just need to understand that do not live above your means. Do not try to impress people. Save your money. Of avoid nonsense. Like, those are some of like, people, if you have friends who are constantly spending money, spending your money, spending your, get rid of them. Like, I don't know why do you love yourself enough to remove yourself from situations that are trying to hurt you indefinitely, trying to break you, trying to ruin you, trying to keep you stagnant? Do you love yourself enough to say, you know what, this isn't good for me, I'm pulling out. Like, I know you've been my friend for 5 years, but you don't help me, so bye.
Yeah.
Why do we stay? Like, that's the thing, like, and I think a lot of people need to be less agreeable and more argumentative, more uneasy to convince. Like, no, let's just go do this. No, I'm not doing that. And when you say no and you tell someone no, you don't always have to give them an explanation. You just say, hey man, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Why? No, I don't want to go. No, we're not doing that. And I think that needs to be something that is emphasized into society, and especially in men. Like, tell people no. Cut them off, get rid of them, and do better. You don't need to be around people who do not help you. It's not constructive, and it's not good for you. So that's one of my the many things I really think that needs to be worked on and done.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like that, once that's done, boom, there'll be progress and things will be better. But we will be back with more episodes of this podcast. So do the thing, subscribe, like, share, and we will be putting as many of these out as possible. As many of these out as possible a week.
Yeah.
So that's it for now. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.